Alright, I'm now slacking off completely when it comes to like how I look in these videos, but that's because I don't have time right now to worry about such trifle things. Alright, down the rabbit hole!
Down the rabbit hole.
We've made it past Steve Cohen. Now who comes after Cohen?
What are we looking into?
Yeah, I'm looking for it. Because Cohen was the last guy we looked into. Steve Cohen. Oh, we finally got a name that comes up. Right. And I almost forgot to pull up the Epstein files. There we go. Still over 18, guys. Alright. We got Cole. Who is Cole? Tom Cole from Oklahoma, 4th Republican hometown, more oath of office. Looks like he has a pretty normal looking county. Not a whole lot of gerrymandering there. Now, is he in the Epstein files? I'm guessing no. Oh, no. He is. He comes up a few times. So, first one's about coronavirus. It looks like we get multiples again. Yeah. Okay, so the first two, literally, like the description of the first two files is pretty much exact same. So it looks like the little they give you a snippet of the actual document, so it looks like they actually are the same. So I'm not gonna bother to read both right now. Even though actually, I'll check really quick to make sure one's not longer than the other. 44 pages, 52 pages. I'm going to keep the 52 page one open. Okay. Alright. So the first one. And so, here's what it says. CSIS online discussion with GOP Representative Tom Cole on coronavirus testing, caseloads, and vaccine. Center for Strategic and International Studies Commission on Strengthening America's Health Security holds online conversation with Republican Representative Tom Cole, who addresses questions including how to improve the accessibility and utility of coronavirus COVID-19 testing across the states and local municipalities, what steps should Congress advocate to address social disparities in coronavirus caseloads, particularly in Native American, Black, and Latinx communities, how to assess Operation Warp Speed's progress towards coronavirus vaccine, while at the same time reversing declines in the public's trust and confidence in vaccines. How is the U.S. to lead in addressing the vaccine needs of low and middle income countries, and what are key lessons for the U.S. Congress regarding pandemic preparedness at home and abroad generated by the coronavirus pandemic? 9 a.m. Houston Institution, Manufacturing Policy Initiative. So it's just these two. So he was involved with stuff like everyone who wasn't doing stuff during the coronavirus. You know? We were all doing stuff during the coronavirus. Oh, look. Same thing. Just a totally different constructed document. I should have figured that out by the snippet they gave me. Oh well. And looks like these last three are different. So he's got 4 like unique files in the Epstein files, which is impressive. A lot of people don't have any. one I just read, right? Yep. Alright.
I did hear you right. You did just say that even they have stick files. That is impressive, right?
Yep. He's got 4. A lot of people are not popping up at all. So, 4 appearances.
Well, you're associated.
Yeah, he's popping up in the FBI news sections. Although it just looks like they're talking about, passing laws and such. Alright, what's the first sentence? Okay. I'm just gonna read the first bit of this paragraph. Here we go. Republicans recommend defunding state and local prosecutors engaged in politicized lawfare. The Washington Times, June 3rd, Pickett McPherson, reported that House Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan suggested prohibiting federal funding for state prosecutors or state attorneys general involved in politicized prosecutions. The idea is among several appropriation proposals for fiscal 2025. Jordan, the Ohio Republican, who also leads the Select Subcommittee on the Weaponization of the federal government, included a letter Monday to Representative Tom Cole, Oklahoma Republican, Appropriations Committee Chairman, and that is all his mentions in here. So, let's find them again. Why do they have this redacted? I found him, but I want to see what's redacted down here. The redacted continued its recent pattern yesterday of selling off in the morning and rallying throughout the day to close on new 5-year highs on MOC by imbalances. SBA's full firm once again, one handle. Yes. 1,487.70 last. It's gotta be talking about the margins, percentage or something like that. He's okay. Tom Cole says they are prepared to let them trigger, even if the Dems don't agree to restructure them, fall less heavily on defense. Bloomberg Tech plus 0.95%. So, what is this specifically? It's just like market. Looks like market shares. That's it. Yeah. It's about the stock market. And I don't know why they got that one name redacted. This might be about, okay, this is something where if a lawyer saw it, he might be like, this is illegal insider trading. But for the most part, I don't know what this is specifically. Because it looks like it's about trading in the stock market. Alright. It's now slated to be considered by the full committee. Representative Jim Jordan urged the House Appropriations Committee Chairman Tim Cole, Republican Oklahoma, to prohibit taxpayer funding for any new FBI quarters facility. The article stated that the Biden administration nominally ended a decade-long disagreement over the future of the FBI headquarters when GSA announced the new Greenbelt site last November. GSA selected a Maryland site over competing sites in Virginia. So this is about a $3.5 billion plan for new FBI headquarters. And that's the end of Tom Cole. So it looks like he just mentioned, because, okay, so he hung out with at least one of the guys that was a representative. And I'm pretty sure there's plenty more. Epstein. So I'm wondering if what he is doing is just keeping an eye on these people, and that's why he's got all this information coming in. He very much thought that, he needed to be involved in the future of our country. Probably not the best thing in the world. Okay, Mike Collins from Georgia. He's a subject from Leslie Groff. He's in the subject title. He's in a couple of emails. Alright. To Leslie Groff. Subject, forward, Mike Collins and Peter Swindle. Looks like he knew Mike Collins. Yes, that works. On Saturdays, okay, let's go down. What are we responding to? I'm trying to get better at this, where it's not confusing to the people listening in. Hi, Trent. Is Michael back in town? I was hoping to set up one meeting with him and one with Peter if they are around. I was hoping for one on Friday night at 5 p.m. One Saturday night morning at 11. It's Mike Collins. She's talking about setting one up with Mike Collins and Peter Swindle, who I believe is also a representative. So, no, he's not in here. I don't know who Peter Swindle is, then. Unless he got elected out. Let me see. He's part of J.P. Morgan. Or men's lacrosse, but I think he's the J.P. Morgan. Oh my goodness. Former number 10 PC accused of murder was a sex friend, Peter Swindle. Newspapers.com. Policeman accused of murdering a lesbian prostitute, had a fiendish attitude towards women, magistrates told yesterday. Peter Swindle, who stood guard outside 10 Downing Street, compiled a book of photos and cuttings which was found by detectives investigating the murder of Patsy Butch Malone. A Redbridge Magistrates Court in East London was told. The 22-year-old's prostitute body was found hacked to pieces in a ditch in Epping Forest 4 months ago. PC Swindle, age 40 of Pentyre Road, Walthamstow, London, was remanded in custody for a week. I haven't seen remanded in a long time. And an application for bail by a solicitor, Mr. Victor Lysak, had been rejected. Reporting restrictions were listed. Opposing the bail, Commander Frank McGuinness, who led the murder inquiry, told the court there is a strong indication that his mental state is unsatisfactory. He does not face reality. The body found in the forest was dismembered, and there is pretty strong evidence that he had a fiendish sexual attitude towards females. The evidence is extremely strong. There is a very high quality forensic evidence. Commander McGuinness passed the book of photographs and cuttings to the chairman of the bench, Mr. Thomas Howard. He added, "We have written the evidence. He has threatened one of the witnesses. He is divorced and has no ties. Therefore, under the pressure of this charge, he may abscond." When was this? What's the date? 1980, so it's recent enough. Applying for bail, Mr. Lysek said that PC Swindle could be strenuously denying the murder. For 2 months, he has been living under suspicion that he may be charged with his murder. If he was going to do anything, it is then that he would have run away. Remanding PC Swindle in custody, Howard said, "We have substantial grounds for fearing that you might fail to attend and might interfere with witnesses. There you are considerable doubts as to your mental stability." Well, no kidding, man. So that's one potential guy. Although I think he's probably the J.P. Morgan guy. Which, if that's the case, where do you live? Was he in Georgia? Connecticut is what. Why is he listed amongst Collins, who's from Georgia? I don't know. But anyways, this is so these are emails between Trent and Epstein's assistant. Yeah. So, it looks like it's to Trent from Nadia. It's going back and forth. Okay, so it looks like somebody whose name is redacted forwarded an email from Leslie Groff to Leslie Groff, somebody. So this is where it gets a little bit confusing, but Collins is sus. So Mike Collins is sus. Fortunately, Peter Swindell is not in office by the looks of it. He had some connections to at least Leslie Groff, who was Jeffrey Epstein's personal assistant. So I wouldn't be surprised if one of these is Jeff, but we have names redacted, so we will never know for certain. Alright. The name who's redacted. So, Trent's asking someone's asking Trent to have a meter of Peter. A meeting with Peter. Peter meter. Okay. A meeting with Peter if they're around. Yeah. I was hoping for one on Friday night at 5 p.m. one Saturday morning at 11. And it says, "Hi. Redacted, just talked with both guys. Unfortunately, Michael will not be available. He is coaching the 7-on-7 tournament this weekend. As for Peter, he will be available Saturday afternoon. Please let me know if that works. Going forward, I can email you their availability in the beginning of each week. Thanks, Trent." Okay. And then from redacted to Trent Natter. "Yes, that works. On Saturday, we would like to see Peter. Do you know, is the 7-on-7 tournament taking place at the high school fields? If so, I'm not sure if it makes sense to see him, since we kind of need to have a field goal to get value out of the lesson. Perhaps Sunday makes more sense. Sunday all day would work for us, for either Michael or Peter." So let's read the next document. Here's what it says. Subject is once again Mike Collins and Peter Swindell. Okay, so this is just a snippet of the last document. So Michael Collins did something. Maybe. Like, the fact that he is in association with, no, I didn't mean to, oh wait, I did close the right one. fact that he is in the right, the fact that he is in the files is concerning. And the fact that it looks like he's trying to meet up with Jeffrey Epstein is concerning. This is a gerrymandered district in Kentucky. This will be the last one. If anything pops up, the next one that has stuff pop up and I read, I'll make it the last one because I am getting tired. Oh, wow. Might have to do a two-parter for James Comer. James Comer popped up 29 times. I don't want to read 29 files. I don't have time to read 29 files. So James Comer is a person of interest. Here's one with Kash Patel mentioned. Same document. Once again, duplicates. Congress of the United States, the Honorable Kash Patel, Director, Federal Bureau of Investigation, 935 Pennsylvania Avenue, Northwest, Washington, D.C., 20535, Director Patel. The Committee on Oversight and Government Reform and the Task Force on the Declassification of Federal Secrets are conducting oversight of a declassification and or publication of certain records in the public interest. After the Biden administration and its allies weaponized the intelligence community and law enforcement against its political opponents, it is vital that we restore trust in these institutions. That's not happening, my bro. We write to assist President Donald J. Trump efforts to provide truth and transparency to the American people. On January 23rd, 2025, President Trump signed Executive Order 14176, declassification of records concerning the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Through this executive order, President Trump took the first step to shed light on events that have been long clouded by opacity and shrouded from the public order under the guise of classification. Declassification and public release will provide the Americans necessary clarity to their own history. We applaud this endeavor, and the work of lifting the veil on Americans' secrets must continue. To that end, we request finding a briefing as soon as possible, but no later than February 28th, 2025, regarding what documents, if any, are in your possession regarding the investigation into the prosecution of Jeffrey Epstein. How do you prosecute somebody who's dead? He died before this administration came back into office.
Yep.
This briefing.
Something.
Yeah, I look. I am not a high-ranking official.
About the suicide letter that they found that totally sounds like it was written by Trump.
Well, we'll have to look into that one eventually. I think I did hear about that one. Yeah, there's... Hey, look, maybe this means something that I don't understand yet because I'm not a politician. Maybe you can still prosecute somebody who's dead, but I thought you couldn't. Alright, here's what it says. This briefing should be specific and identify all categories of documents, classified or otherwise, in your custody and control. The committee and task force. I'm losing my ability to talk here. The committee and the task force look forward to engaging you in furthering this important and historic work. If you have any questions about this request, please contact committee staff at 202-225-5074. The Committee Oversight and Government Reform is the principal oversight committee in the U.S. House of Representatives, and it has broad authority to investigate any matter at any time under House Rule X. Further, pursuant to Committee Rule 14, the Task Force and Declassification of Federal Secrets is authorized to examine the declassification and release a document pertaining to the one assassination to the one assassination of President John F. Kennedy. 2. Assassination of Senator Robert F. Kennedy. 3. Assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. 4. Unidentified anomalous phenomenon, existence of extraterrestrial life, and other such matters at the discretion of the chairman. Thank you for your attention to this important request. Sincerely, James Comer, Chairman. Anna Paulina Luna, Chairwoman. So, and then Comer is the committee of oversight and reform on government. No, okay, let me read that again. I'm sorry. Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, and then the chairwoman, Anna Paulina Luna, is on the task force on the declassification of federal secrets. The Honorable Gerald E. Connolly, ranking member, Committee on Oversight and Government Reform. Why did this guy vote on that? He voted nay. So nay was supposed to be good. Nay. So I'm wondering why he voted nay. If he knows anything, because he's in the files a lot. I hate this text. Not. James Comer. What the heck, Aiden? So maybe they hate him. So, we are the Queen of Canada demand Senator Comer release the Epstein files on Donald Trump in 30 days, or we will execute James Comer and Scott Bessent and his partner John Freeman. Question: is the subject associated with a group? Answer: yes. I wonder. Okay, the way this is written is confusing. This looks like code. Federal violation, counterterrorism, specific violation, terrorism, people, is business. False, first name, redacted, last name, redacted, type, complaint. Question: who is the target? Answer: James Comer and Scott Bessent and his partner John Freeman. Question: where will the incident take place? Select and enter any location information you know. Sub questions: question, state, answer, unknown. Question: nearest city of what town? What else was mentioned? We have the Queen of Canada. Sometimes I just refer to him as Senator Comer. Okay, we are the Queen of Canada and demand Senator Comer release the Epstein files. Compaction. Answer: yes. We are the. Oh wait, I'm reading the wrong sentence. Okay, we are the Queen of Canada and demand Senator Comer release the Epstein files, complete and I'm sure they meant redacted, except for children and names of photos, on Donald Trump in 30 days, or we will execute James Comer. And S question: provide brief description of the incident. Answer: we are the Queen of Canada. They just keep saying we are the Queen of Canada. Okay, over and over again. This is interesting. Is he a good... I don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy. I guess they mean they could legally... like, they'll actually execute him? What is going on here? Because he voted nay, and I thought nay was good. I don't know. Where does this guy stand? This is interesting. He's in here a lot. James Comer is willing to postpone Ghislaine Maxwell's deposition until the Supreme Court reviews her appeal. Okay, that alone convinces me that James Comer is a bad dude. Just get rid of him to be safe. The FBI redacted President Trump's name in the Epstein files. Ghislaine Maxwell moved to secure in prison. CBS News reported. Okay, well, this is what CBS News is reporting. I don't trust anything the news says. That, as far as I'm concerned, they're in bed with Epstein too. It reported that the House Oversight Committee, chaired by Representative James Comer, is willing to postpone Ghislaine Maxwell's disposition until the Supreme Court reviews her appeal. Maxwell, convicted sex offender and associate of Jeffrey Epstein, was subpoenaed to sit for a deposition on August 11th, but the committee may delay the date. The committee will not grant Maxwell congressional immunity, and her deposition will take place after the Supreme Court decides on whether to hear her case. Additional reporting on the story was provided by news station. I need to remember to fill up my glass of water. It's just easier for me to talk that way. Newsweek and political. Okay. Yeah. Congress must fight DC's shocking crime trend, says Representative James Comer. And that's all he's mentioned. So. Alright, now I'm curious though, really quick, before we wrap up, because I gotta get going.
Alright.
Can you prosecute someone who is dead? I don't think so. No, you cannot. This is just AI overview. Criminal charges are entirely dismissed when the defendant passes away. So what were they talking about prosecuting Jeffrey Epstein back in 2025 when he was supposedly killed off like 8 years prior, not 8 years prior, but like 4 years prior? He died, it was 2019, if I remember correctly, right before the shutdowns, around the time of the shutdowns. If he died, if he's dead, how can you prosecute him?
Yeah.
So he's, what time did he die? Yeah, 2019, August 10th.
But yet again, well, granted, it was just kind of, what would be all the cases pre-internet where, like, you know, they would kind of, like, try a lot of things just for stupid reasons. Like, I think they tried the pig that started the pig war, but I might be wrong about that.
Yeah, but you can't legally prosecute someone who's dead, so it's like, if they know he's dead, and they were saying this in 2025 that they were going to prosecute him.
They have tried ghosts and stuff, but...
No, legally you can't. Like, you flat out legally can't. Like, I know we put animals on trial, but that's different, and it's been ages since we've done anything like quite to that extent. Anyways, we'll have to come back to this. We'll come back to Comer another time. We had a lot of stuff today. Anyways, out of the rabbit hole. We're going out of the rabbit hole.